Salve! Hello! I want to speak about why I prefer, if I had the chance, to buy for the same price non-cutaway, non-electronics guitars. There are several reasons. I don't say that there is no reason why there should be that kind of instruments and also ukuleles. I would only say that actually for real life, for real purposes, there are lesser uh, situations that you can imagine where you can really make the most of a cutaway um, acoustic electric guitar. First of all, I'm very partial to the the normal acoustic sound of a guitar that is picked up not by pickups but by microphone set at a certain distance, and well, they just amplify the real sound. That's the closest thing to the real guitar sounds that you're going to get. First of all, what is the real guitar sound? Because actually, um, what I hear from here with no side port is different from what you hear in front of me is different from what somebody hears there and over there, and it's different if somebody is behind me. Okay. Second thing, I think that people who chose to play an acoustic instrument at home, for the most part, they play unplugged. So the touch, the feel, the idea they have of the sound is unplugged. Third thing, is the piezo sound really good? I think not the way I hear it, and it's not real representation of the real sound. Moreover, if you play a lot of this stuff, it doesn't pick really the over the top. There's a joke. Sound, really. And a third thing is that very expensive guitar makers know better than just simply the pickup, and they usually use other contact microphone or even an internal microphone, but that is not attached to the wood, is just picks from the air. And in order, or what is more natural, I would say microphone, second contact transducer they can put here, and the other system. Just the piezo is a piezo sound. That is intrinsically different from the real. It's very practical. It doesn't involve feedback, even without the thing you put here. I forgot the name. That stops the sound hole here, the plastic thing. Third thing is that you really get that feedback at very, very high volumes. And why should you play on a guitar, on an electric guitar, having the same volume of hard rock? If you're placed in a very tactical position as opposed to the speakers, you wouldn't get feedback. Cons of having microphone: you cannot move a lot, and you cannot have a lot of these stage things. So I would say, well, I actually a little bit move. I play just high cooling stuff and a little bit move. If I moved just a little bit, I can do something like this. It's not big. It depends on how focused is the microphone. If you know, it's cardioid. I don't understand, but I cannot put. If it's very directional, if I just move a little bit. But anyway, the good thing about a contact, a microphone pickup here, transducer, is that you can improve the level buying a very expensive one and aesthetically it's not very pleasing having that here. Oh, I have also this, but this is not an expensive guitar. And but I can tell. Sorry, I have something in the. Just a second. Sorry. So I was thinking about acoustic instruments. Another thing I think, the better the sound you have, the better the sound is acoustically, the less anyone wants to tamper with it. That means if you have a very good sound at home, you're used to this, to hearing to the real sound coming from here. Amplification with that is close. I also have a sound hole pickup on a guitar. That's very practical. It's more an electric sound, and I really prefer the sound hole pickup to the piezo for some reason. Some people say piezo is more acoustic, but I cannot put that in words. What I want to say is that getting amplified shouldn't be a means to improve because you don't get a beautiful sound from the guitar. The same goes for my voice. You understand? Once you have a beautiful voice, unamplified, you have no problem. But if you get into the rut, into a habit of, oh, I cannot play or sing without any amplifications, because your amplification, your equalization, and whatever you do, masks your faults, your shortcomings. That's not good. Actually, I'm an acoustic singer because most of the time I try so hard, my dear, to show that you're my everything. I have quite a full sounding voice, unamplified, and that if you don't have this voice, an amplification will get louder. A sound that is not full cannot add the body if you don't have the body. Okay? It's a thin sound amplified, but it's always a thin sound. You can tell it. Okay? If you, I don't want to be, I don't care, be politically correct, but if you have a dwarf or a midget and you just in the image you make it look like big as I am, you can tell there's something wrong with that because it doesn't have the same dimensions. If you make it bigger, there are people who are very short but they look like midgets because their dimension is perfectly standard. I wouldn't say normal, but there is a standard. And that's the difference. If you take a normal person, you make it look like he's 1 meter high. You can tell, oh, there's something wrong with that. So at the beginning, the sound should be pleasing, full, whatever you want it to be. That is the sound that must go in the amplification. But you always play amplified. You become an electric acoustic player. But in a normal situation, when you don't have the amplification, the way you play is not adequate. I'll give an example. There are people in Italy that play the violin inside the metro, the underground, the wagon actually, the cars. and they always use amplification. Why? Because they cannot really get a beautiful pleasing sound from the violin unamplified, and they get away with it because amplification in that case makes up for a bad sound. That means that it's difficult to explain, but sometimes amplification, because we are used also to that sound. People like it because they're used to that. People are not used, for the most part, to the complex sound, because even when they listen to music, they listen to compressed music. They don't listen to the full spectrum of the guitar. So if I play a busk and I use a very good guitar in an underpass where the acoustic is acceptable, it means I do not need amplification. Most do, but for the other reason. People are and I don't play very well, but the simple, technically wise, but if I can get out of the guitar a very pleasing, this is a laminate, it doesn't have this complex sound. I don't have expensive, but you have a solid tops and well-built guitars that have a very pleasing sound according to my criteria. If I played Martin or a Taylor or a Gibson for a long time, I would consider my guitar garbage. That's only if you played one of the most expensive guitar in the world by luthiers, that they actually take the time, take 1 month, I don't know, to make a specific guitar as best as they can. I mean, you cannot put into making a guitar more time and care. Even a Martin, a very good Martin, wouldn't sound that good. It's only a matter of perspective. Having said that, I'm not very fussy about guitars. I mean, I like. This is my first guitar ever, and I don't think I'm a very good guitar player. It was 2 years ago, and it's a laminate. It's not garbage. I mean, it's washable, but okay, it's not. It's an entry-level full laminate, well built. I looked inside and it doesn't look like it has been built in a sloppy way. No, it has been built. It was built well. So coming back to my point, being an acoustic, I also have electric guitars. They have been neglecting, and I should devote some time, because I don't want to lose the hang of it, because I'm not against electric guitars. I'm just making my point about how to go about playing acoustic guitars, having in mind that if you play an acoustic guitar at home or in a pub, you don't really need a piezo, even if you play in a pub. Contactors use a microphone here, good. A microphone in front of a guitar looks good. Have you ever noticed people who play with a microphone here, for the most part, are people who have a beautiful sound? Not only because they put this and this gets the sound, because they don't want to tamper with the sound a lot. They don't want a piezo sound. They want just, and putting a microphone in front of the guitar helps you focus on getting the best sound, and it's like this is not about moving around, This is not about showing off. This is about listening to the sound of the guitar, to the beauty of the sound of the guitar. And if you take into account that most other instruments, when they need amplification, don't have a pickup, the microphone, for the most part. Trumpet, you don't really, I play the trumpet, you don't, most of the times, believe you me, you don't need any amplification. But it's not that bad to have a microphone in front of you. Another option that I've seen recently is this: you screw, or there is a bias here, and you have the flexible arm, and at the end you have a microphone, and that's a very I don't know the quality, how much quality you can get from a little thing here hanging, not a big thing, but that's a very convenient way of miking the guitar and moving around, okay? And I know aesthetically can look strange, but another thing is that I don't want holes here. I don't want a hole here. I mean, I know there are guitar with piezo or piezo that have no cutaway, but most of them have, and there are some who have just like a Taylor, just here, the volume hanging here. There's no hole, just 3 little holes. And they have other things here. That's better, but these are very expensive guitars, and I think that there are very expensive guitars that have a very good piezo sound. My doubt is for mid-price guitars that have the electrics, that the people who made them didn't pay much attention to the acoustic sound without the electronics, knowing that they want the best sound with the electronics. And that's only my doubt. Surely not Taylor, surely not Martin, or Gibson, I don't know, Gibson. But I really don't like a hole here. Okay? And other thing, I like the sound of a non-cutaway better. You cannot tell me that if you cut that part here, unless it's only a half cutaway, I mean, there is the shoulder here, and you make like a slope here to have access here. Another thing, I can understand people who are in the habits of playing here, who are electric guitar players, and they really play here, and for them it's more important getting notes here than the fuller sound. So I know where they're coming from. I mean, I don't know because I don't play here. Maybe one day I will like here, but I have some cutaways, so I will use those. So this is a long-winded speech about the pros and the cons, and I'm partial to the pros of having an instrument that is basically a guitar with nothing, no electronics on it, and other things. Yeah, I mean, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching anyway.